The incident never made it into the official storyboards, and that was exactly the point. During a tightly scheduled shoot on the set of 50 Shades of Grey, a minor wardrobe issue nearly escalated into a serious problem. It happened quickly, without warning, and in the middle of a scene that left no room for distraction. For a brief moment, the entire set held its breath. Behind the camera, the atmosphere was already tense. Long hours, repeated takes, and constant adjustments had pushed everyone into a rhythm where precision mattered more than comfort. Costumes, lighting, and movement had to align perfectly, often under pressure to maintain continuity. In that environment, even a small technical oversight could become a major risk. The near miss unfolded not because of negligence, but because of pace. A transition between setups required quick changes, and timing became compressed. As the scene progressed, someone noticed a detail that did not sit quite right. It was subtle, but enough to raise immediate concern. Within seconds, the crew reacted. There was no panic, no raised voices, only practiced coordination. The camera was paused, the adjustment made, and the situation contained before it crossed a line. The interruption lasted moments, but its significance lingered. At the center of it all was Dakota Johnson, who remained composed throughout. There was no visible frustration, no break in focus. She followed direction calmly, understanding that moments like this are part of the job. That composure helped stabilize the set as much as the technical fix itself. For many watching from the outside, the idea of a wardrobe malfunction carries sensational weight. On a working set, however, it is treated as a safety issue, not a spectacle. The priority is always to protect the performer and the integrity of the production. That mindset guided every decision in that moment. What made this incident noteworthy was not how close it came to exposure, but how effectively it was handled. No phones were raised, no whispers leaked out immediately. The crew closed ranks, and filming continued with minimal disruption. Professionalism did not make headlines, but it prevented one. The pressure on that production was intense. Expectations were high, scrutiny constant, and every detail subject to public interpretation. Maintaining control over what appeared on screen required vigilance at every level. A single lapse could have overshadowed months of work. Those present later described the moment as a reminder rather than a scare. A reminder that behind every polished scene lies a network of safeguards designed to protect the people involved. When those safeguards work, the audience never knows how close things came to going wrong. Dakota's response set the tone for the rest of the day. She resumed filming without complaint, trusting the crew to do their part. That trust is not automatic, it is built through consistency and respect. On that set, it proved essential. The incident also reinforced the importance of teamwork in high-pressure environments. Wardrobe, direction, and production staff worked in sync, communicating clearly and efficiently. There was no blame assigned, only solutions implemented. That culture kept the situation from becoming a story of failure. In the hours that followed, filming stayed on track. The schedule was tight, but morale remained steady. The near miss faded into background memory, logged internally rather than publicly. That discretion was intentional. Not every challenge on a film set becomes a scandal, even when it could. Most are handled quietly, professionally, and with care. This was one of those moments, defined not by what almost happened, but by what did not. By the end of the day, the incident had become an unspoken agreement among those present. Some things are best left behind the scenes. The audience would never see the risk that had briefly surfaced, only the finished product. And that is often how the industry works. The most critical moments rarely make it to the screen. They exist in the discipline, awareness, and quick thinking that keep everything moving forward. In this case, that discipline made all the difference. After the cameras rolled again, the set did not return to normal immediately. There was a heightened awareness in every movement, every adjustment, every quiet check before action was called. Moments like this tend to sharpen focus rather than derail it. Everyone involved understood how narrowly a line had been avoided. What stood out most was how the incident never became a topic of gossip within the production. There were no jokes, no casual retellings, no attempts to dramatize what had happened. Instead, the crew treated it as a procedural reminder. When safety protocols work, the goal is to move forward, not to linger. For Dakota Johnson, the rest of the day continued without visible change. She approached subsequent scenes with the same concentration and emotional control as before. There was no sense of disruption carried into her performance. That ability to compartmentalize is often what separates experience from inexperience on demanding sets. Behind the scenes, the wardrobe team reviewed procedures quietly and thoroughly. Adjustments were made, checks doubled, and communication tightened. Not because blame needed to be assigned, but because improvement is part of the job. Near misses are treated as lessons, not failures. The production itself was under constant external pressure. Public curiosity, media attention, and cultural debate surrounded the project from its earliest days. Any incident, however small, had the potential to be magnified beyond context. The decision to keep this moment contained protected not just the film, but the people working on it. This approach reflects an unspoken code within professional filmmaking. The priority is always to maintain a respectful environment where performers feel secure. When something threatens that balance, the response must be immediate and discreet. Visibility is never valued over dignity. Those who work regularly in high-intensity productions recognize how easily conditions can shift. Tight schedules compress decision-making, and physical logistics intersect with emotional performance. That complexity requires constant vigilance. The success of a set is often measured by how little the audience ever knows about its challenges. In later interviews, Dakota would speak broadly about trust on set, without referencing specific incidents. That trust is not abstract. It is built through moments like this, where response matters more than circumstance. Knowing that a team will act quickly and respectfully creates space for focused work. The incident also highlighted the invisible labor behind every finished scene. Costume design, continuity supervision, and on-set coordination operate largely unnoticed when done well. Their success is defined by absence rather than presence. When the audience sees nothing wrong, the system has worked. From a distance, the phrase, wardrobe malfunction, carries sensational overtones. Within the industry, it is reframed as a logistical issue requiring professional resolution. Language matters, because it shapes how situations are handled and remembered. In this case, reframing prevented escalation. As filming progressed, the near miss became part of internal awareness rather than public narrative. It influenced how scenes were staged and how transitions were managed. These small adjustments rarely draw attention, but they shape the rhythm of production. Prevention becomes embedded in process. There is a quiet confidence that follows successfully handling such moments. Not relief, but reassurance. Reassurance that systems function, that respect is upheld, and that everyone involved shares responsibility for safety. That confidence sustains long productions more than praise ever could. By the time the film wrapped, the incident had faded into collective memory without leaving a mark. It did not define the experience, nor did it alter professional relationships. Its significance lay in how it was resolved, not in how close it came to becoming visible. Behind-the-scenes stories often attract attention when something goes wrong. Far fewer are told when something nearly does, and is stopped in time. Those moments reveal the true character of a production. In this case, restraint spoke louder than exposure.